I'm Heather.
I'm Nate.
And this is Lacey.
We're going to see Steve Guttenberg.
He's in Santa Monica at Zibby's Bookshop introducing his new book about his time with his father.
And as soon as we got to the bookshop, he was standing right outside. We asked him for a quick photo before going in and getting our place.
Well, I'm so excited to be here, and it's such a warm room. My dad was a tough guy, and my friend John over there worked out with and he was always a fitness guy. He was always so strong. I tell you what, he had such a sweetness inside. I'll never forget, he had a heart bypass, and he was in the ICU. And you only go one person at a time, and I was sitting alone with him, and I was really getting emotional and starting to cry a little bit. And I held his hand, and he took his hand out, he put two fingers, and he was like, "It's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay." And, you know, 3 parts in this book. I would drive from LA to Arizona, and I would leave on a Monday morning at 3 in the morning, and I would drive, because you get out of LA quickly. I'd drive about 6 hours, and I'd get there, take my dad to dialysis Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then on Thursday, I would drive back to LA, and it was hard to see my dad going through this. So the story about the drive is that the desert became my friend. I had an acting teacher named Stella Adler, who was a great teacher. And she said, culture grows in the cities, spirituality grows in the desert. So the second part of the book is when he was young and violent. He would pick me up like this all the time. And then the third part of the book is when he got kidney failure, and I had to help him in the shower, and I had to put his pajamas on. And I got to tell one story, but I told, but I love it. My dad loved Hollywood, but he had a great attitude. And anytime, Stephen, take your marbles and go home. You don't have to be this. You don't have to be an actor. And he loved this song by Billy Joel, Just the Way You Are. He had a group called the Hassles. This is just a side story. So there was always this garage band that played late into the night. So my mom said, go over there and tell them at 7:30, cut it. So my father goes, come on. Well, can I come? He goes, yeah. So I get over there, and they're playing, and my dad comes in. It was about 8:30. He goes, you know, hey guys, we live around the block. Can you guys just cut it at 7:30? So the kids, I had 3 kids. You're gonna put them to sleep. You know, my kid here is 8 years old. Blah, blah, blah. So one guy had sunglasses on. They take the sunglasses off. So my father goes, who's the leader of this band? So one guy with sunglasses said, I am. He goes, what's your name? He goes, Billy. All right, Billy. You know, do me a favor. Da da da. And he goes, well, you know, we really need to practice because we played different places. He goes, hey, let me tell you something. You're gonna stop at 7:30. You're gonna stop at 7:30. All right, no problem. And a couple of times they kept going to 8:30. So my father would come over and go, hey, they cut down right away. And it was Billy Joel. So that was who it was. So my father would see him at the hair cutter later on and told him the story. He goes, oh yeah. You're the guy who came over and said, quiet down. So there were funny times too, though. This is not the book I wanted to write. You know, I want to write about, you know, cowboys or rock and roll people and the adventures they go on. I don't know if I would want to do another book like this because it was so much. You know?
Where does the title come from? When you say Time to Thank?
Well, Time to Thank, it actually, the original title, I thought it was Time to Think, T-H-I-N-K, because of my drive, because I thought so much on it. But a pal of mine, Alan Jill Siegel, said, you know, your dad, because I always say, thank you, Dad, thank you. Because I would cannulate it. My sister and I went to medical college to learn how to become dialysis technicians ourselves. So he wouldn't have to go to the dialysis center. We went to college, went through this, and we trained for months. And we were able to cannulate my dad, you know. I would say, Dad, he would say, thank you. I would go, thank you, Dad. Thank you for being my father. You know, you have to say, Johnny took a walk and looked at the car.
Is there a question that comes up?
Yeah. Is Tom Selleck really that good looking? And they would, and people always ask me, you know, what would you do if you weren't an actor? Would you be anything else? Most actors say, I can only do this. But I'm actually not that way. I could do something else. And there are times in my life where I think I would have liked to do something else. Because being an actor is a weird life. It's a great life, and it's given me so much, and my family so much. But it's a strange life. So I like fixing things, and I could work in a hardware store, you know, and I could work in a hardware store, and I'd be the star of the hardware store, and I'd have a great life. Because I think that the most important thing about life is to be happy. You know, listen, having money is nice, so you can buy a better car, better pair of pants, whatever that story is. But you know, the real ultimate is to be happy. You know, we just want to be happy. And being an actor comes with a life of pain. You know, you're too short, you're too tall, you're not this, you're not that. I mean, no matter how big the star is, everybody got stories of people saying, no, we don't want you. I mean, I just heard a great story about Brad Pitt, that he was doing a Charlie Sheen movie, and he was an extra, and he was pouring a glass of champagne, so he tried to get a line, you know, and he like tried to say like, you know, Brad Pitt, you know, right? And he goes like, hey, you know, would you like a little bit more? And the assistant director came out and you say one more word, fire. I always thought I knew everything. At 12 years, and my parents finally got a nice car, and a Ford Elite, beautiful chocolate brown. Take off the whole dashboard. So I'm gonna find the rattle. Then I'm gonna turn it up. P.S. I put it on like this. The radio buttons are all over the place. And my mother came home at 3 o'clock. She goes, "Oh my God, the chocolate brown Ford Elite. We're living like crazy. We're gonna go up to the North Shore, take a ride, go to one of the little candy stores." And she opens the door. And she looks in there. She goes, "What the F is on here?" And she starts screaming and yelling. My sister came out and gave me up right away. She called my father. My father came home early. And, you know, he goes, "Oh my God." I go, "Dad, there was something wrong with the dashboard." He goes, "Oh my God." My dad was very cool. I goes, "Okay, what's wrong with you?" And he said, think. And then answer. Great stories. I have all kinds of jobs. I used to deliver Long Island Press and Newsday. And then on Broadway was where they gave out all the newspapers in the back. And in the front was Seinfeld signs. And Mr. Seinfeld was make all these hot roast 69 cents a pound and all that. And he would say grills, who wants a bicycle there when you're on your paper route, deliver these things. And we'd all do it, and it was Jerry Seinfeld's father. Yeah, Mr. Seinfeld. So I got, you know, a lot of stories like that. And Mr. Seinfeld, just the thing, told you how much he loved his son. He would drive around Massapequa. He lived in Massapequa, we lived in North Massapequa, with a station wagon with speakers on it. And he would drive and go, "Tonight, on the Merv Griffin Show, my son, Jerry Seinfeld." I got Clint Douglas, 4 o'clock. So, when I was 17, I wanted to go out to Hollywood and see if I could become a movie star. And my parents go, "All right, but I was signed up to go to Albany State, SUNY, Albany State, upstate New York University." My parents go, "Okay, you can go out to California, live with Michael for 2 weeks. Become a movie star, great." Don't become a movie star. You go back to Albany State and go to school. I go, "All right." So I got out there and I hit the ground running and I got a commercial, Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial. And amazing, you know. And I sat next to the Colonel and the whole family, and it was great. So then my parents go, "Okay," and I go, "Okay, I have 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks." And then I got a little teen movie. And that went really well. And I stayed for a year. And I got commercials, movies, and all kinds of stuff. And I hated LA. I hated the culture of being an actor. I was very lonely. I couldn't make any friends. You know, actors are very competitive, especially when they're young. And I couldn't make a friend. And I quit. I said, "I'm going back home." I had good agents. I remember I go to my agent, and he goes, "What do you need?" I go, I'm quitting. He goes, "Quitting what? You don't have a job right now." I go, "No, I don't want to be an actor anymore." He goes, "What?" I want to go home. I loved it. It was so normal. And I just had to study and smoke weed and have fun, and it was a great, and I didn't have to compete, and the kids were real, my sweet mates. I loved it. So one night, everybody's partying their ass off, and how college is, right? A freshman, and phone rings in the suite. My sweet mate goes, "This is you." I go, "Get on the phone." He goes, "Hey, this is your agent, Arnold Rifkin." I go, "Oh, hi, Arnold. How you doing? How you been?" He goes, "Good, good." I go, "Good to talk to you." Last set on my mind. So he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "We're just having a party." He goes, "I got an audition for you, Voice of Brazil, big time movie with Laurence Olivier, Greg Peck, down in New York." I go, "I don't want to be an actor anymore." He goes, "Directed by a friend of mine's room, whacked out, or hours later, and I was playing with the door with my feet, and the door closed, and there's a poster of Planet of the Apes. And we're both like blacked out, stoned, and we're looking at this poster, and saying, man, that was an amazing movie." And I go, they were like people, those gorillas. They were like people. And they were. And we're looking at things, and I'm seeing the names, Charlton Heston, and then I see Franklin Schaffner, and I go, I don't even know that name. Oh my God, that's the guy. So I call Arnold back, went down there, and I met producers and the director. Greg Peck was in the room, the whole thing. And they gave me the part. So I really am learning that the money is not everything. Maria. I go, fine. So she pulls me out of bed, and my mother looked crazy. Her hair was crazy. And the house going on. I go, "Why, you crazy?" I'm 16 years old or 15, and I've got my muscles, So she pulls me to the top of the stairs, and there's like 8 stairs to the thing. And she goes, "Do you look crazy?" I go, "Yeah, my you crazy." So she goes, "Oh, he is crazy." And she pushes me, and I barrel down the stairs. Now, I had a lot of meat on me, and I made it more than it was, Bang, 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 and I lie down at the bottom of the stairs. I'm like, "Oh, I'm paralyzed, I can't feel my neck." And she goes, "You can't feel your neck?" She came down there and she kicks me in the ribs. And I jump up and go, "What's wrong with you? I'm paralyzed." She goes, "Well, all right, get out there and, shovel." And I didn't want to shovel. My mother threw me out and put my slippers on, threw me out there, made me shovel that with my dad. Try to always walk on the sunny side of the street. Always try to make a negative into a positive. And don't listen to those voices at 3 a.m. that say you can't or you won't or it's going to be bad, you're going to be alone, you're going to be lonely, it's going to be... Don't listen to them. And don't listen to anybody that says anything negative, because it doesn't mean a thing. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. So I try to think positive and be active with that positiveness. Active. Awesome. Steve Gutenberg, everybody.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. We had a great time.
His stories were so heartfelt, and it was incredible to hear about his connection with his father.
We waited patiently in line to have him sign our book, and once we got up there, he was so friendly, so easy to talk to.
We told him we were huge fans of his work and started listing off all of our favorite movies that he'd done. The list was so long we couldn't even finish it.
And then we introduced him to Lacey.
She came out of her cocoon to make it one Steve and a Lacey.
Oh my gosh, Steve Gutenberg is petting Lacey. It's so crazy.
We almost short-circuited, he was so sweet.
We thanked him for being so nice and giving us such a great evening.
Thanks for going to see Steve Gutenberg with us.
And Lacey says don't forget to pick up a copy of his book.